Going into my 8th grade year, I had a lot of high hopes. I still had that bitter taste in my mouth of our first round playoff exit the year before. I was hopeful and excited for what the year had in store. There were a lot of new faces that now are good friends of mine. From the start of the season, the coaches made it very clear that if we were to work together and to have one goal and to do whatever it took to achieve this, that we could achieve magic. I didn't think too much of that statement at first, but as the season went on, I understood what the coaches were trying to get across. I believe football is an opportunity for you to push yourself as hard as you possibly can, to see how much you can take, to find your breaking point. So when you get knocked down, you have the courage to get back up, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much you bleed, you find a way to get back up, to turn a boy into a man. Football is not like any other sport you will ever play. It will take all 11 players to be on the same page, to know in every fiber of your being you will dominate your enemy in hopes your brother next to you will do the same. I've made an unbreakable bond between my fellow brothers, and I've seen how much they care. No matter how much crap we may give the coaches, the love's still there. And when we get yelled at by our fellow players, they know that we have the tools to become that much better. And when we get yelled at by the coaches, it's only because they've seen what we're capable of and just want to see us shine. And at the time, you may not appreciate it. You may not want to run that extra lap, that extra sprint, or that extra play. But when this is all over, you will finally understand what this is all for. Pride. Only a five-letter word, but there's a story behind each letter that's really important. P, which stands for personal, which means you do your best. R stands for responsibility, which means you will take it amongst yourself to improve yourself and to admit when you're wrong. I stands for did I do what I needed to do to make this team better. D, which stands for daily, which means every day did you do your best to succeed. And E, which stands for effort, which means every day you do what you need to do to make your team better and to move yourself closer to that one goal. And when we come to practice to work and wake up early on Saturday to play, you may not understand that pride is part of the game, but all these characteristics are met every time you put on that jersey and step onto that field. Going into the playoffs, we understood what was at stake. We knew that we had the players and the mindset, but it was up to us to make it somehow fit together. Playing Chin in the first round wasn't easy, despite the score. It was cold and wet, not to mention during pregame warm-ups, it started to hail, making it a task, not a talent or game plan, but a task of who would want it more. And as the game proceeded, I could tell that we had something to prove, and we used that momentum to cruise by Chin South and on the way to the semifinals to play the defending champs, the Wolverines, in one of the hardest fought games I've ever been a part of. Playing what I didn't know at the time, our last week of football, I was nervous, excited, and hopeful. We were determined to make it to the championship game, but there was only one team in our way. We practiced until our legs were numb, and we watched and studied film until our eyes were red. And on Friday, we had it in our minds that we were going to come away with nothing more or nothing less than a win. Before I was going to play my last game as a Dolphin, I took the time to appreciate what we had accomplished. Everything that we have done from our first day of flag up to this game was for a reason. A person once said, the best teachers are the ones who show you where to look, but not what to see. I believe that that's what football's all about. You see, it was up to us. It was up to us to make it come together. It was up to us to become a team. It was up to us to become a family. And the coaches pointed us in the right direction. But we had to find the promised land. Jumping out to a 14-6 lead, I actually thought we had a chance to do something great. But the Wolverines answered back with outscoring us 20-14. And as I saw my 6-year career as a Dolphin come to nothing more than memories, I couldn't help myself but to cry. And as I heard that buzzer sound, I knew that our run had come to an end. And as I held my fellow brothers in my arms, I could see how much they cared. I could see that they knew the importance of this loss. I finally understood what it meant to be a football player. I finally understood what it meant to be a Dolphin. You know, football is just like the game of life. When you get knocked down, you get up. If you have a problem, you fix it, you adjust, you move on. You make lifelong friends, if you're lucky. And at the end, you find yourself on the other side, a better person. I want to thank all the coaches from flag all the way up to Blackman for putting up with me for 6 long years. for believing in me when I didn't, for trusting in me, for pushing me, and for loving me. I will be forever grateful. Thank you for letting me be a part of the South Burlington Dolphins. And with all my heart, I can confidently say, I love you guys. Thank you.